G'day, we're David and Paula. Like many people, we've been working hard for many years and we're too young to retire, but we've decided to take a gap year from work. We've bought a new van and we're doing a lap right around Australia. Morning. Absolutely gobsmackingly, stunningly beautiful morning here at Trephina Gorge in Central Australia. We sort of woke up just a little bit later than we want. I mean, it's still 7 o'clock, and the sun's coming up over the cliff faces through a gap in this part of the gorge, and it's just brilliant. What a lovely place to camp. You can hear lots of finches and things there. I'll see if I can get some photos. They're too small to pick up on the GoPro and they're too fast, but I'll see how we go with some of the bird life here. It's just a bit hard to describe. It's beautiful. Lovely coffee, good night's sleep. It was cool overnight, but just the backdrop is just absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, I'll give you some overlay footage as I'm talking, and hopefully the cameras do it some justice. This is just absolutely insane.
G'day. G'day.
That's Paula in there. It's been a lovely backdrop to wake up to today, but once the sun gets up, the flies come out.
Yes, they magically appear.
And for some reason they seem to like the red, the bushmans, and the off, don't they?
Yes.
They
tried everything.
It's like sauce to them, isn't it? So we've had to resort to the physical barrier. So where are we going today?
To the gorge. Join the gorge walk.
Yeah, the Trephina Gorge.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll go and have a look to see what it's like. It's actually warming up. We're a little bit late because we had a sort of nice slow start today. We thought we'd get the nasty climb bit out of the way first, didn't we? Well, I did. Paula wasn't so sure. How you going?
Like it already.
You can probably hear those flies buzzing around my head. You're resting already?
Yeah.
A bit slippery at the edge. There you go. Oh, it's scenic. It would be even more scenic early in the morning and late in the afternoon, wouldn't it? Does that look like some more stairs?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go and do that. I know, it's pretty. It is pretty, isn't it? The flies are getting a free ride though. There's only a few people around, but it's stunning. It's not a hard walk. Not this one anyway. You know, a little bit wobbly underfoot as you're coming up over the rim. So that's a little bit puffy on the way up. You know, you've got to be a little bit steady on your feet on the way down, but it's not fitness challenging. Again, moderate fitness, and take your time and bring plenty of water. If you have a look, all of these ghost gums are all growing out of fractures in the rock, grabbed in with their roots into the cracks and what soil they can find. They're pretty stunning, these places, aren't they?
Yeah.
I know. I know we keep saying this, you know, and I should be saying best ever, but they're all just good and they're all different, and
Yeah, they all offer something different.
yeah, I think sort of like the swimming gorges and things, you can get sort of a little bit gorged out, but like it just never ceases to amaze me. And this is actually quite pretty because you're sort of surrounded by the high cliffs, and even the campground you've got a bit of a feel for it.
Yeah.
That sand makes for some good exercise, doesn't it?
Yes.
It's good for your calves and your glutes. Eagle-eyed Paula found the Aboriginal art. There's a very good eagle eyes. Seeing the fence here probably helped just a little bit, but
Well, you know, if they want to give me a hint.
Hey, g'day.
G'day, g'day.
So we're still at Trephina Gorge. We like it out here. It's nice. It's really nice and peaceful. We've had hardly any neighbours, just a few people through the campground. It's a good campground.
Yeah.
There's two campgrounds here. There's one which is, I think, more designed for camper trailers, tents and those sorts of things, although 3 or 4 of the sites over at the main campground you could easily get a van in, just pack it in and sort of unhitch. And the Panorama campground, which has got drive-through sites, more designed for vans. They're very narrow, so some people complain about them being narrow. We've found that the one that we're in, site one's fine. You can get in, get out. Yeah, it's tight, you know, but it's fine, and there's enough room for us to put the awning out, those sorts of things. But I actually like the panoramic campground better. You can see the bluffs and things around you more clearly, and our site's better for getting solar in and those sorts of things anyway. During the day it's spectacular, but there's no question early, first light, sunrise, last light are better. I suppose the one thing that surprised us a little bit about the campsite, not a lot of animal life, birds, a lot of birds. But anyway, so today where are we going?
To the Arltunga. Arltunga.
There we go.
It's a historic village, isn't it?
The Arltunga Historical Reserve.
That's it. Yeah, we're going there.
It's an old gold mining town.
Yep.
Just some ruins and those sorts of things, but pleasant drive. It's warm during the day. It's actually like 34 degrees right now. So to be honest, we're actually quite happy to be in the car.
Yeah, and the air conditioning for a little while.
Conditioning for a little while.
It's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, see all the folded geology. It's,
I hope that comes up on the camera.
it might not. Anyway, I could get out and take a photo, but then again, it's too hot. Lots of flies. So we'll do the window view. We're doing some window shopping of Trephina Gorge. The stamper, it's the battery.
The police were here originally just to protect the pastoral sites.
Remarkably cool in here. Yeah, the cookhouses were always separated, weren't they?
Yeah. So I used to burn down a lot.
As you can imagine. Built in 1912, and this area was the police station until the 1930s. So when you think about it, we're pretty much left for the last 90 years. And that's what's left. Let's keep going. The assayer's residence. Yep.
Second most senior of the government officials.
He's the one that told you if you're going to be rich or not rich. Mostly telling you you're not going to be rich. Sounds like a government person, doesn't it? Whoop. So this one was the manor house. Eh?
Manager's house.
This was the swishest house on the goldfields, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 rooms.
Two rooms, woohoo. Imagine being told you're being posted to Arltunga. Congratulations. It's number 3. You want to buy some stamps?
Yeah. Mum went once every 2 weeks to Adelaide.
And supplies though came from the south every 3 months. So the mail came every 2 weeks. This is the assay building. So this is actually where so there was the assayer's residence, but this is obviously where they did the actual
Work.
Yeah. Funny how it's built down and into the hill like this, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the first office, ground shook when the battery was working, making it impossible for the sailor to weigh the gold and hence pay them correctly. So the miners all had a bit of a whinge about that. Blacksmith over there. So this is where all the important people were. The boss, the guy that measured the gold, and the guy that repaired equipment. So this is the battery and the gold room and office. It really was just a government town, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It would have been a tough life.
Terrible.
Yes. The Star of the North Well over there. And the windmill, the Southern Cross windmills in. Yeah, this is the gold room.
Where they stored the gold?
I don't know. Gold room and office. The room at the end of this building was where the assayer did his most important work. This is where it was tested for impurities before he weighed it and paid the miner for his efforts.
Ah.
So this is actually where the work was. So I don't actually know what the
Other one was.
The other one was.
So the government used to get your gold.
Yeah. So essentially, this is essentially where the trade occurred. They bought the gold, so obviously there must have been a margin in it. And I bet you no miner ever thought he was fairly paid.
I'm sure they did.
There would have been fumes, cyanide, everything from the battery. I wonder whether all the officials carried a sidearm. You'd have to think it was. You'd have to think that it wouldn't have been the most law-abiding place, would it?
Everyone get in.
It got in. It more than just got in.
You're right.
So when they say this is a fine example,
Yeah.
that's real estate speak for renovator's dream, isn't it? But yeah, you can see the stone floors. Pretty swish actually. It's curious that it's
not lined like the others.
Yeah. There's a workers' hut. The battery workers who are locally employed probably forced to build their own huts as opportunity arose. Obviously, whoever built this thought they were going to be here for a little while.
Yeah.
There was more out here than I thought. Even though we'd read the little blurb. Places like this are a bit creepy, aren't they? Really? Would you want to come and stay out here at night?
What?
No. Too many ghosties. The sign sort of said 1 kilometre 15-minute one-way walk from the police station. I don't think you want to do it at this time of the year or later.
No. Sort of. Well, we're in spring, aren't we?
Yeah. Warming up. It was like 34 degrees today. Bit of a breeze, doesn't feel that good, does it? It's a long drive, and it's probably worth coming out during the season when there's some escorted tours and some activities and things like that.
They give you these?
You can do, yeah, you can do the self-guided tour.
I'm glad we came.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a drive out, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like about a 50-kilometre drive each way from where we're staying, and the road's okay. A couple of sections of it aren't great, but it's not that bad, and we're not towing, so it's all much easier.
Yeah.
And there's enough here to get a bit of a feel for the story of the place. I'm actually surprised so much of it's lasted, given that it wasn't a particularly long-lasting community or township. Gee, it would have been a long way. Imagine the miners coming up from Adelaide to get here. What they say, the mail got collected and went every 2 weeks, so must have got delivered every 2 weeks, and supplies came every 3 months by camel train. Tough old place, eh? Imagine you come home and say, Paula, we're being posted to Arltunga. Like, where? And this is the Crossroads Cemetery. A good mate, erected by his friend.
Well, they have been, and they've long gone.
You're a long way from home and family, aren't you?
It's been interesting.
Yeah, it's warming up now, isn't it?
It's getting really
It says 36 degrees, so I think we'll head back to the Visitors Information Centre and then head back.
Head back, yep.
Find ourselves a cold drink back in the van. We're off on another adventure. Paula's got her backpack on and her water, and we're doing the Panorama walk today. So this one's just a little bit harder, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got to climb that hill. Paul's looking forward to that. You can do a day trip to Trephina Gorge from Alice Springs. It's about 70 kilometres from Alice Springs. But to be honest, we've actually really enjoyed the campground, haven't we?
Yeah, we have actually.
And for us, it's just nice to stop for a few days. There's good facilities here. They're not super brilliant. They're campground facilities, but they've been reasonably well maintained, so no complaints. Red. All right. Somewhere up there, Paul.
Driving through days and nights.
I think you get a bit of a sense about what's surrounding the caravan when you look at it from up here, can't you? Yeah, so one of the things for this walk is that we're probably a little bit late in the day to do it. It's not too hot yet, but it's going to warm up. But there's not much shade here, so if you're sort of late in the season like we are, or even worse if you're getting towards the summer, do it really early and or really late, because there's not much shade up here, is there?
No.
All right, lead on, Macduff. Oh no, has Paula found more poo? Have you? Paula's found wallaby poo.
Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly.
Yeah, so you get a good view of the two campgrounds from up here. So you can see the little Optus mobile cell there. So Optus, no Telstra out here. We're just saying, like, if you're only here, we've been here for a few nights.
Yep.
So we did the rim walk and down around the gorge. That was good. And do just a little in and out of the gorge, which is about 20 minutes. But if you're going to drive this far out, you should actually sort of do at least one of the walks. If you're only going to do one walk, do this one, the Panorama walk, and it'll get your heart rate going a little bit coming up the hill.
But it's a good view.
It's a good view. Yeah, I mean, you only need to be of moderate fitness and just take your time and come around. And then, as we say, there's not much shade here, and there's a lot of flies. Paul really is smiling underneath that Yeah, she is. She really is. The trail up this hill just does some switchbacks back and forth, so it's not as if you're doing the incline all in one big steep stretch, so it contours around a bit. Yeah, you can get your heart rate going in a couple of spots, but it's not too bad. Right, you're at the highest point. And it says stop 3.
I don't remember seeing stop 1 and 2.
You get a much better view of the gorge from here. Alrighty. The end. It would be a very good sunrise spot, so you'd sort of need to be up there relatively early in the morning. They say it's an hour. If you're taking your time, it's an hour and a half, and it's only a 2k walk, but it is, you've got a bit of climbing, a bit of loose stuff underfoot. Paula's enjoying it. She's giving me the thumbs up. Hey, g'day. So we're not in the central desert, are we? Doing some equipment updates have been pretty popular. One of the common questions that we've been asked is what communications equipment do we have, and someone asked a really good question, you know, like when you're travelling so remotely and when there's likely to be emergencies and all those sorts of things, how do you deal with all that? And we might cover all the first aid health stuff in a separate video. What I'll do this time is just a really quick Soldier's 5 on some of the communications equipment that we've one, of course, is the phone, the iPhone. We're connected to Telstra, and Telstra is by far the best coverage around Australia, but you will find, strangely, a number of places where you can get Optus but you can't get Telstra. Some people do actually carry just a small prepaid Optus phone in case they need that as a backup. We haven't needed it. You can use your phones now as an emergency, so that SOS, and that will actually work even in places where you can't get a mobile signal for a phone call. I haven't tested it, okay, but that SOS emergency now is that extra backup. Yep. The other thing that we've got is a mobile broadband booster antenna, which is connected to our television antenna. Now, you'll find some more coverage of that in one of our earlier videos when we did Western Queensland, so I won't cover it again now. Go back and have a look at that. But we essentially retrofitted the WinSig 4.05G head onto the arm of our television antenna. That goes through to a Telstra Nighthawk. That boosts signal
Not as good as some of the super duper antennas that some people have got. That we found that it gives us some great coverage around a number of the areas that we've been, provided that you've got some signal. It needs some signal to boost. Of course, increasingly popular these days is Starlink. We have the Starlink. We haven't fixed it to the van or anything like that. We just found that it's actually much more flexible to use the full 40 metres length of cable and put that out in some areas, because it does get blocked in overhanging trees and those sorts of things. It's got to be able to see the sky. Of course, it's a satellite system. Now, that's been great. Absolutely fantastic coverage just about everywhere we've been. Up on the Cape at Elliot Falls, we had some difficulty getting our video out just because of the trees around it, and where we are here, yeah, no, that would definitely block the signal. The other thing about it, of course, is that the subscription is relatively expensive. You can switch that on and off when you go home. All right, the RV coverage, but it's been absolutely fantastic, brilliant piece of kit. Some people are fixing it to their vans. Now, it doesn't give you a voice, right? It gives you data. So great for internet, and that of course gives you email and all those sorts of communications. Well, if you've got Wi-Fi and you've got data, you can use Wi-Fi assist for your phone. So even if you've got a broken phone signal, if you've got your Starlink on and you've got decent Wi-Fi, that will actually help improve that phone call. And of course you can use voice over internet type any number of apps. You can use Messenger, Facebook Messenger, you can use any of those sorts of things. We've even used Skype, so we could actually pay for some stuff so we could call a terrestrial landline phone on a couple of issues. So you can do that over Starlink as well. Several minutes to set up, then it can take a few more minutes again to connect, and you need 240 volt power. So it's not a great emergency setup, but frankly, you know, if you had to, if it was a medical emergency or anything like that, far better to do that and have communications and get help, whether it's the Royal Flying Doctor Service or something like that. Remember, don't forget to like and subscribe, and 100% of our YouTube advertising revenue goes to charity, including Legacy and RFDS. And thank you for all the support. So that's Starlink. Now, EPIRBs, personal beacons, emergency beacons, we use InReach Mini 2. It has the SOS function. It's portable, and for a relatively low subscription, $25 a month, you can get unlimited number of preset messages that you can send out. I've just got 3, which are various versions of we're going to be delayed, or we're going to be offline for a little while, or we're continuing on our next leg. And we can send that to a set number of contacts, including our family. But in addition to the preset messages, there's a limited number, I think 10 a month, of free text type messages. So you can use it for SMS type messages, and they can actually see where we've been. And it's got the emergency EPIRB type function if something really nasty happens. There's a phone interface, there's an app which actually allows you to connect to the phone, so you can send the message from the phone. There's no voice on this one, so it's not a substitute for a mobile phone as such. It's pretty much a backup, but it has navigational functions as well. And the messages that I send, I can send a map link to it, so people can actually see where I've sent it from as well. This one just about always stays on my day pack, which stays in the car or on my back if we're travelling out bush, or Southeast Cape, or if I'm going off somewhere away from the van and need that backup. If something happens in the car, there's a medical episode, or there's a bingle or an accident, I know Paula knows to reach around, and it's sitting there on the backpack, and it normally stays on one of the USB chargers as well. So again, great piece of kit, and we have used it off-grid to let people know that we're off-grid and been uncontactable. I think one of the most underestimated, but I think should be almost compulsory if you're going to be touring around Australia and towing a caravan, is your UHF. So we have the GME 330, absolutely fantastic for us, covers all the functions that we need, great signal. It helps us to talk to road trains, to trucks, we hear roadworks when they're coming up. It means that two people who are passing each other on dodgy roads can talk to each other. And as an emergency backup, very clearly if someone's within range, then you can talk to them on the main channels, or use one of the emergency channels, or in some areas if you know what channel the stations are on, you can talk to various people if they're on the UHF. Now that's a bit hit and miss of course, but that actually helps. And of course we use not only the one in the car, but we do have handhelds. We haven't used them a lot, but you might have seen that when we got stuck at Mount Hart, that's how they were talking to people. So that was essentially our communications with the station. As always with these technical updates, if you've got any questions or comments, let us know what you use. So if you've got any questions, please ask. Remember, don't forget, like, subscribe, share, and right now we'll head back to Central Australia. We're at Ormiston Gorge.
We are.
So we'd had some good free camps, and the East Macs was absolutely fantastic. So we decided to take a chance on the Ormiston Gorge campground. It's sort of got mixed reviews, but we just sort of thought it's warming up. So being within 200 metres of a swim sounded like a good idea. So campground's okay. Our site fits the car hitched up, but it's not level. So fortunately, between the airbags and some max tracks as levelling blocks, we managed to do it, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, so you can do a couple of walks around. Some are quite long, we just won't even get to do that. So you can do the really short, enjoyable walk down to Ormiston Gorge, which is the one we're doing now. Yep. And we'll go for a swim. You can go up to the Ghost Gum Walk, which actually looks a little bit hard and a little bit hot at the moment.
For the minute.
So it's a very lonely ghost gum up there, isn't it? Look at it. Paula forgot her noodle. Paula went back to get her noodle and went a bit further down the gorge, and it's goes down with a line. A bit shallower down the other end, but a bit slippery. And the end closest to the campsite and the day use area is the deep area. But tell you what, the water's just lovely. Compared to sort of the last week or so, it's been quite hot and we're late in the season. And cool, shaded, lovely water. No flies, certainly not the water.
Quite a few people leaving too.
Yeah, from the day use area?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should quieten off. There's more water here than I thought might have been here. I was expecting just a little waterhole. It's very specky. And there's the Ghost Gum Walk up there. Feel the air temperature warming up even as we're walking out.
Yeah.
It's like there's a whole little microclimate in there, isn't there?
Yes, it's quite good actually. Yeah, if you don't want to swim, it's quite pleasant just to sit there.
So if you're coming late in the season, I reckon in the mid-season it must be freezing in there.
Yeah.
But if you're coming late in the season, then there's still plenty of water
Yeah, still
in there.
water.
That was quite refreshing. It wasn't manky water or anything like that. Now this is the day use area, just here.
Not a bad setup.
There's some picnic tables and some barbecues and those sorts of things. The gorge is 200 metres down the path, so it's good. Yeah, just see through the trees to the campsite. All right.
We're at the Palm Valley turn off, and we're just letting the tyres down a little bit because that is what the road is looking like. You can hear David.
Heading into Palm Valley. We had a good stay at Ormiston Gorge. You're almost better off finding a better campground and day tripping it into Ormiston Gorge. Absolutely beautiful in the gorge, but anyway, we went into Hermansburg and got our permit for the Marini Loop because we just weren't sure if the store was going to be open on the weekend, so we sort of just got it in advance. The permits are for 3 days, $6.50 to go around, so we sorted out for that for when we want to go in a few days' time. And now, as you can hear, we're going into the very corrugated and rocky road into Palm Valley. So we'll just take our time getting in there. We've aired down. We knew that it wouldn't be a great road in. And then beyond the campground's even worse apparently, so that is 4-wheel drive, no caravan only.
That's something to look forward to.
That's something to look forward to. We can have a bit of fun then, can't we?
Yeah, but look at the view. Isn't it beautiful?
Now the view is beautiful. It's easy.
It's a little bit of everything, isn't it?
True, Houston, we have a problem.
You're right.
It's a bit of a hard starter. Again, thanks for joining us. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, 100% of our YouTube advertising revenue goes to charity.